Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire in bonny Scotland. A little bit grey, a little bit overcast today, but it's good to be back out. It's the first time I've been out in probably about 10 days. Work getting in the way, lack of land, lack of time, but I'm back out. I have had a few outings over the last 3 or 4 weeks, but to be honest, other than a few pennies, a few half pennies, unfortunately, it's been pretty slim pickings. However, maybe that'll change. Maybe. I'm back out and I'm on another new field. Now, I draw your attention to all of this here, because this is all rubble that's been removed from this field during stone picking, because the field's been planted with potatoes. So there are the lovely potato drills, all lovely banked up soil, and that was just planted last week. However, there are strips running through the field for irrigation purposes, also from planting. There's the Deus II and the old spade. However, this stuff here, this is all stone picked, so they've mechanically removed that from the field when they've been planting. Now the farmer tells me that in 1952, they reckon, there was an archaeological excavation done on this field, and it uncovered multiple houses which they believe dated back to the medieval period. Now definitely some of this stone is dressed, so it's definitely been used in a building, which is a great sign. So the chances are, well, with a bit of luck, we might find something. And that is today's view. As ever, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, then please hit the button and help support the channel's growth. So we'll see. As I say, I've never detected this field, but this yellow field, which is oilseed, in the US you call it canola oil, it's all flowering, so there's lots of beautiful yellow fields around here. On the opposite side of that hill is the medieval chapel site. So this is a new permission, never detected this field before. Obviously I'm pretty limited, there's only probably about 3 or 4% of the field, but certainly enough to keep me going for a good few hours. And then next door is grass pasture. Again, never been detected. So I want to start with this one, and then we can move over there. So let's go and see if we can find any treasures. Thankfully, it hasn't taken long. 3 minutes in, and we've got a digger, and it's a good one. 87, 88, should be pretty easy digging. I thought it might have been shallower. Are we off to a flyer? $87, 88, can't get the speed in, nope. There we go. Right, come on, be a coin, please. As I say, not had a lot of luck recently. Well, it's not a coin. If it is, it's massive. Oh, it's a buckle. Well, at least it's a relic. So it's part of a horse buckle. Probably from a great big horse that was pulling the plough, looking at the size of it. Because that is a big old buckle. It would have been huge. But they were big horses. So date-wise, probably early 1900s. And likely made of brass. Okay, so quite a few bits of aluminium, bits of copper, bits of lead, and it's a bit of a mishmash really, but a bit hard there as well. But I'm going to film it. Don't know. Let's put that down and have a wee look. Pretty small, whatever it is. What's it there? Just a little bit of rolled copper, I think. Or maybe a bit of a thimble. Maybe. Right, I'll clean it up and get back to you. Definitely looks like it's got a sort of band around it at the bottom, but, well, it's a thing. Copper alloy, no idea. But, on to the next. Second screamer of the day. 88, 89. I suspect it's probably going to be junk. It sounds just a bit too noisy. Big lump of lead or even a bottle top. Well, there's something which kind of looks round. Right there. Bottle top. Yes, indeed. We've got contains sugar saccharin. Now there you go. Wonderful. Well, it was a weird output, 74, and I think we've got a coin. Unfortunately, I think it's a spendable, or it's a spendable, formerly spendable, if that makes sense. It looks to me like a 50p, but it looks like an old 50p. So these were phased out, I think probably in the, 1980s? But we'll clean it up. It's going to be Elizabeth II. And there we go, folks. Cleaned up quite well, surprisingly. So Queen Elizabeth II, you can see the clear date of 1976, 3 years before I was born. So I think actually these faded out in the 1990s, not the 1980s. We still have 50 pences today, but they made them smaller, thinner, because it's quite a chunky coin. And therefore, obviously, lighter as well. Now, back in the day, I used to get pocket money. In the 1980s, I remember getting 50 pence a week. And I thought I was the richest boy in the world. This could buy you 51 penny chews, 1 penny sweets. You could also get 10 small bags of 5p crisps. Those were the days, eh? Tremendous. At least it's a coin. Here's another great big pile of stone-picked rubble from the field when they've been planting. I do always scan these because I often wonder, I wonder how many Bronze Age axe heads and spear tips and things like that have all been stripped out the field in the past with stone removal. As long as it's a big chunk, then the machine would pick it out. So always worth a check. Well, alas, no Bronze Age axe head, no spear, but I live in hope, one day maybe. So that's me, I've done pretty much half of the field now. That's about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. All I've really got to show for it is half of a big horse buckle and an almost spendable 50 pence. But we live in hope. I'm going to go up the hill now, and there's another great big strip. I'm going to go up the hill, I'm going to go round the other side of the field, and if there's nothing doing, we're going to jump into the field next door, which is another undetected field, except it is grass pasture, so it should be relatively easy swinging. Okay, we got another good one. Pretty consistent. 85. Somewhere about there. Well, we might have a coin, maybe. Oh! We've got a silver. We've got a silver coin. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Looks like a threepence to me. Bit of an imprint. Oh, it's Victoria. It's a young head Victoria threepence. Ta-da! Yes, I'll get the spray bottle on this one. 1974. Almost 100, well, just over 100 years. I think my other one was 76, so 102 years after my other coin. What have I done? And there it is there. Spray bottle disappeared. There's the coin. Right. Beautiful. What a lovely wee coin. I can tell it's bent. So I can feel it, and it is bent. Well, there you are, Queen Victoria. Right, I'm going to give this a wee rub off camera, dry it off, and get back to you. No need for a fade in on this one. It's a really nice coin actually, a really nice coin. 1874, clear date, with a big 3 with a crown above it, a silver threepence, 92.5% silver. It is a bit bent, but I'll be able to straighten that when I get home. And on this side we have Victoria de Gracia. By the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith. Lovely. Her little young head, difficult to show it off quite properly with a light because it's bent, but no need for a fade in, as I say. And you know, still a reasonable little bit of money, probably 3 pints of beer, maybe a little bit more. A loaf, maybe 2 loaves of bread back in the day, so a reasonable bit of spending power. Phenomenal. Silver coin. Things are looking up. First decent find in quite some time. Our luck might be improving because just, I think it's there, just about 15 feet away from the Victoria Silver is another target, 86. Well, I can see a coin. We've got a penny. Phenomenal. Isn't detecting weird how it can just go and turn in an instant? There you go. Get that back in there. So we've got a penny and it looks to have some reasonable detail on it, I think. It does. Get that to focus. Come on, camera. What's going on? Right, back to you in a second. And there we go. It's cleaned up very nicely. A very good penny of George V, the grandson of Queen Victoria. He took the throne in 1910 upon the death of his father Edward. And the date at the bottom, I think it's 1936, but it could be 1935. But he died, as I say, in 1936. Suffered a lot of health problems. The Great War, World War I, seemed to take its toll on him. He did fall from a horse when inspecting troops, I think in France or Belgium, around about 1915 or 16. He had various bronchitis-related problems, lung issues, even had septicemia, which almost killed him. But eventually, his smoking and his health issues caught up with him, and he died in 1936. So there you go, a lovely wee coin. He was followed by his son Edward VIII, who he predicted would destroy the family, and sure enough, he did, abdicating about 8 or 9 months after. And following him was the other son, Albert, who became known as George VI. Lovely, beautiful wee coin. Now we've got a screamer, another one. 91.92, and I mean, it's within the realms of coin. Still a screamer of a 92. Be great if it was another silver. I'm long overdue it. Well, it looks like a coin. Oh, the imprint's dropped off. Why is it such a big output though? Is it a spendable? Don't think so. It looks far too... That doesn't look brown enough. Although it might be... Oh, I think it is. Well, I'll clean it up. It might be a 2 pence. Maybe. But I'll get back to you. It is unfortunately a spendable 2 pence. You can just see Queen Elizabeth II's head there. And these have been around for quite some time, since I think 1971 or thereabouts. And it's a 2 pence. So it is a spendable coin. They've changed the design over the years quite a number of times. These early ones, which I think that's what this one is, probably from the 70s or very early 80s. I think these are bronze, which would explain the high readout. And then the later, I think in the 1990s, they changed to like a copper covered steel version, which was probably cheaper to produce. But in circulation, there will be billions of these in circulation, and at least this one I can still spend it. So there you go, probably from the 1970s or early 1980s. This one was pretty shallow. It's a 70. I think it's a button. And if it is, it's going to be the first button of the day. It is domed, so I was hoping maybe decorated, but oh, dropped it. Well, it's not in the best of condition. I'll clean it up. There could be something on there though. There looks like some sort of shape. So I'll clean it up delicately off camera and get back to you. It is a button. It is decorated. It is dome shaped. It's lost its loop, but you can see where it would have been attached. I think at one point it's been gilded. And there's definitely something going on there, isn't there? It almost looks like a crown to me. So it could be some sort of military button. Probably 1800s. Could even sneak into the early 1900s, and it might have a military connection. But either way, it's a nice wee find. Certainly a lot more targets up this top end of the field. 82. Oh, that's softer. Oh, there's a stone. Ugh, typical. Right. Thought that was a bomb for a minute. It's just a funny shaped stone. Nope. I think it's in the side wall. Let's have a wee look. No, maybe not. Oh, it's there. It's there. It's fallen in. Well, it's round. It might be a bag seal. It looks lead to me. I think it is. Well, it's definitely getting better. A slow start to the day. And we've got a very nice looking Russian bag seal dated 1885. First one of these I've had in a while. So 2 notches, which go all the way through on the other side as well. That's where the ribbon would have been attached. Give it just a wee gentle tickle. Don't want to take all the mud off because then you won't be able to read it. Not that I can read Cyrillic. Cyrillic? I think it is Cyrillic. Anyway, here we go. So the back's a bit worn, a bit bashed about, but on that side it's pretty clear. 1885, so Victorian, probably for flax, brought over here to be milled into linen. I don't know if there are any mills around here. There's certainly a couple of old farms which are from the 1800s, so possibly one of them at some point was also a mill doing flax or jute or something along those lines. Lovely. Nice piece of social history, all the way from Russia, with love. First clod shot of the day, because the soil's fairly recently ploughed and machined. Not getting a lot of clods, stuff's just fallen out. This was a 78, and it's getting smaller. That's it there. It's another little bit of molten lead, so someone's been doing metal work in here at some point. Well. Well folks, I'm knackered. Absolutely exhausted. I've had a busy week. I've been away out in the islands, the remote Western Isles, well not the Western Isles, but islands to the west of Scotland. Isle of Staffa, Isle of Lunga, Isle of Mull, Oban. Some very long days, and it's taken it out of me. I'm a bit more exhausted than I thought I was, despite having a great sleep last night. So I've decided, because I'm going to be working tomorrow and for the next 3 days, I'm not going to wear myself out. I went up to the grass field. It's pretty long, and I just thought the idea of swinging through sort of 8-inch, 10-inch long grass with buttercups in it as well, which are a nightmare. They're quite strong stems on them. I thought, let's just leave it. We've had a good day, we've had a few coins, and we've had a silver. So let's have a look at the best from today. And there you go, folks. There's the best from today. So we got 4 coins. I mean, okay, 2 of them are spendable slash almost spendable. But we did get the very nice George V, which is, I've had another look at it, it's 1935. And I also got a piece of silver with a very nice Queen Victoria threepence, which despite being bent, is a beautiful little coin, dated 1874. And I also got a nice Russian bag seal from 1885. So clearly a good bit going on in the Victorian period. Plenty of junk, plenty of aluminium, but 4 coins, 1 silver, and a couple of wee relics. Oh, and my button. Pretty certain that that's a crown. But let me know what you think. There you go then, folks. 4 coins, the little lead seal, the button. 2 of the coins had at least a bit of age to them, and 1 of them was silver. So I am not complaining. Trust me. I've been out maybe 6 times, I think, in the last 4 weeks, and it's been pretty diabolical, to be honest. 3 of the times I was out, I didn't even get a video because I didn't find anything. That's the joys of metal detecting for you, unfortunately, which are even worse when you've got to produce a video and some content for people to watch. But you can't find it, you can't find it. There are many more fields and lots more options over the coming weeks and months, most of which I've never detected. A lot of them will be grass and pasture. Sorry, I'm trying to protect the microphone. A gust of wind came from nowhere there. So yeah, well, as I say, I'm happy with that. So as ever, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, then please hit the button and help support the channel's growth. Right, thank you all for watching. Take care, and we'll see you on the next dig. See you soon.